Howdy folks. Today we're looking at the Panzera Aquamarine 45 Mark I, which I purchased and did an unboxing video a little while ago. You can check that out at the top right hand corner of the screen in your own time. And I wanted to talk about what it has been like wearing it on my wrist for the last few weeks. So let's get started. Now initially when I unboxed it and put it on, I found that the strap was extremely uncomfortable, not in the sense of it being not smooth or hard or anything like that, but it was a very stiff strap, and you can kind of see in this image it's kind of formed to my wrist now, so I'm happy to say the watch is very comfortable to wear. You got a shot here of the crown. Everything on this watch is fairly well made and beautiful. It's a very chunky watch. It is a heavy watch. However, it doesn't feel too uncomfortable on the wrist at all. It doesn't weigh my wrist down. It hasn't got in the way yet, really, despite the fact that it is a very heavy and large watch. For the price point, you're getting some beautiful details, such as the crown here that's got the Panzera logo, the anchor. And I'm going to go through and show you some other features shortly. Here you can see that the strap has curved quite a fair bit since wearing it. I will say I've got a shot coming up soon that there's a scratch that I have on the side of the case which I cannot explain. I don't know where I got it. I haven't bumped the watch yet, and it seems as though perhaps the surgical grade steel that they use is maybe not as hard as you would expect. So here's the strap and what it looks like after a few weeks wear. It's starting to age quite nicely, and I do like that aged look of the strap there. There's the dial there, and excuse the cinematography. I'm doing my best to try to be Steven Spielberg, but the reality is I am not. So you can see the back of the strap here, where you'll notice a little bit more wear and some wrinkling in the leather. The back of the case, still looks beautiful, still nice and clean. No scratches on the back there at all, which I do often find when I'm looking at watches, especially used ones. You can see a mark there on the leather, and a little bit more wrinkling from it being curved around my wrist. Having said that, it's still very comfortable to wear. And I continue wearing it now. So here it is on my wrist. It's comfortable. It's very nice to wear. It's been a great watch. It has excellent lume, which I've got a shot of coming up next. I found that it does last the entire night. A few times I got up and went to the bathroom, and it was 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was able to look at the watch and determine the time. I will say it is not quite as good as the Seiko Lume. You can see here a great shot of the watch. This is immediately after coming out of sunlight in the backyard into a pretty much dark room. And I do notice the lume fades off within the first 10-15 minutes quite quickly. And then it does last all night. But it is not as bright as something like my Seiko SKX007. So here it is out in daylight on a bushwalk, and I didn't have a scratch on the side of the case then, so I'm really uncertain where it came from, and like I said, I've got a shot of that coming up shortly, and we'll have a look at that in a moment. However, it just doesn't seem to make sense that it was on the inside, on the left hand side of the case there, away from the crown. So bringing up the picture of the scratch here that I'm referring to, and you can kind of make out that what I'm talking about here is basically right on the inside of the case, and it's one of those things that's really been unexplainable. So I really don't know what to say about it. What I will say is that looking at the watch, and I'll show you one final last shot of the watch here, it is a beautiful timepiece. It has been keeping time exceptionally well. I haven't noticed any issues. As you saw in my first video, which I linked at the beginning, it didn't have really any major regulation issues. I've had a friend's SKX009 come to me First for repair, because the rotating self-winding counterbalance had fallen off, which is a common problem. And also, the watch was keeping time very poorly. And when I received it, it was running at minus 50 seconds a day, and the beat error was around 2.5 milliseconds. That's pretty awful. That's something I would expect from an automatic or mechanical watch from Alibaba or AliExpress. Having said that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little mini review. The watch is keeping excellent time. The band of the watch has become very pliable and much softer and forming to my wrist, so that's great. I don't know how well the watch is going to stand day-to-day use, especially for someone who's not really wearing the watch outdoors or doing any manual labor. So it's a little bit disappointing to see that it's already starting to receive little marks and scratches. The crystal itself is beautiful, and that hasn't got any marks or scratches on it, and I don't see that happening unless I do accidentally knock it really hard somewhere. But having said that, what more do you want in a watch? You want it to be comfortable, you want it to keep time well, and you want it to last a long time. I don't have any concerns about the Miyota 820A movement that these come with. Considering how well it's been regulated from Panzera's office in Sydney, I would imagine that this watch will continue to work fine for the next 5 to 10 years until it needs a service again. So anyway, guys, if you have any questions and specifics about the watch, please write a comment down below. If you've seen these guys advertising in your Facebook and Instagram, I know they're smashing out the sponsored posts, and if you've ever wondered about the watch like I did before I bought one, then feel free to ask me any questions, and I should be able to answer you. On that note, if there's something that you thought I missed out in this review, look, I'm not really a watch reviewer. I'm just doing something on my channel because COVID and more lockdowns, and I've lost more gigs, and no one's bringing their amps in for repair, so I'm doing other stuff. I'm having fun doing other stuff, and sharing some of my other hobbies with you guys that I hope you enjoy. And if not, that's okay too. But rest assured, there will be more amps, there will be more music stuff, and anyway, thanks for watching, and thanks for listening, guys, and have a safe one.